All right. My name is Aaron Rhodes, and you're listening to the Shuttlecock podcast. We're sponsored by the Vinyl Underground at 7th Heaven, offering new and used vinyl at 76 and Troost in Kansas City, Missouri. This week on the show, we have Daduworld. How you doing?
What's up with it, man? Daduworld in here, THB. Sanaki Slime shit.
Hell yeah. So I guess we can kind of start off with a short introduction, and I guess it is you haven't been putting out music for all that long. I think
Yeah, like a year.
yeah, it's been around a year, and I probably first heard of you maybe at the beginning of this year. I'm trying to place it because I think it was briefly after Zion came out, and
I was performing and shit.
yeah, no, I don't even know. I think I might have just been on the Elmwood YouTube channel because he's filmed a few videos for you, and
2 or 3.
yeah, no, I think I initially found the Zion video and then went back and saw I think Can't Stand Me and Jerry Rice, and I remember liking Can't Stand Me a lot.
Good looking, bro.
And so yeah, I guess I am just curious what part of town you're from and where you went to school and everything growing up.
I'm from south side of Kansas City, 57, 67th. I grew up on them 2 blocks.
Mm.
And I used to go to Raytown, shit like that.
Mm.
Yeah, I grew up over there though. Ever since I was a little kid, I've been on that side. I don't know.
No, and are you still 19?
Yeah, I'm
No, yeah. So you just finished school recently.
Yeah, last year, yeah. Damn.
And no, I think it's kind of cool knowing I think it kind of just makes sense knowing that you played basketball and football during high school, right?
Yeah, that's what everybody come up with.
Yeah.
We hope or we.
So is kind of because I think I listened to the Yada Yada podcast that you were on, and you were talking about how kind of being popular in school and that kind of thing kind of helped out when you first started posting your music.
Yeah, hell yeah, just being known, coming up in the city and shit, motherfuckers knowing me or shit like that. Then I'm popping out with some hard shit, motherfuckers tapping in.
Were you
Respect
popular?
that shit,
Yeah, were you popular because you were playing sports, or did that kind of follow?
Hell no, I was just me. Before I don't know. I grew up playing sports, but that ain't. I was moving around and shit. Motherfuckers just knew me around the city.
Yeah.
I used to grow up going everywhere. Motherfuckers just know everybody and shit. Boys and Girls Club. I'm on the plaza and shit. Everybody hood. Motherfuckers know motherfuckers. I was just popping. Motherfuckers just know me. I don't know, shit. Somewhere I could ask this.
I have a. Could you grab the plate there?
Yeah. But yeah, motherfuckers just know me good looking. It just been like that my whole life, just going around and shit. Me and my niggas.
Yeah.
Just I guess the motherfuckers just attracted to us. We just we used to just be doing shit just having fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
No, and I think it kind of knowing that and then listening to some of your music, it kind of makes sense because you have I think I would kind of call it kind of a jock attitude about some of the music. It's just kind of yeah, I'm the best at this shit. I don't really care what anyone else thinks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think specific bars kind of are kind of good examples of that. I think I've definitely tweeted this at some point just because it stood out so much. But when you dropped Rude, I was super excited about I'm humble, but I'm better than these weirdos, and I'm
that's how I feel though. I be trying to stay humble, I'm humble, I be trying my best, but motherfuckers,
yeah. No,
motherfuckers is weird, and I'm better than niggas,
yeah.
That's how I feel.
No, yeah, and it's kind of funny just because coming from a rock music background, people are really sensitive when it comes to people having an ego or an attitude or something like that. But I think what a lot of people fail to realize is that like it to make good art, like it usually does take like some level of like ego and like
yeah, hell yeah.
selfishness.
Like, you can't be. Yeah, you do gotta know it's about you. Like, if you trying to do something and
Yep.
shit like that. Somebody knocked on the door. What was that?
No, I think it's upstairs.
But yeah, you do gotta have confidence in yourself and shit. You do gotta, you know.
No, and I think it's all just about like finding the right balance of like selfishness and humbleness and all that. And I think, it's different for different people, but at the end of the day, you can't get upset with someone for how they're doing that. Oh yeah, I was also kind of curious about you name drop THB and is it like Hush Gang?
It's Sanaki Slum.
Mm.
THB Sanaki.
No, yeah. So I don't really know who all is involved in each of those kind of crews or whatever those are.
Niggas like my family. Niggas I came up with. My slum.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
No, yeah, because I know D-Walk drops that as well. The Sanaki.
Yeah.
Yep.
He slum. He's Sanaki.
No, and you have some music with him already. I'm trying to think what you've been on together.
Bowman.
Yeah, no, and that was off his newest EP, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and no, I do kind of like though that you have kind of like you do have like your own kind of crew to some extent, but like you like more than a lot of Kansas City rappers right now, you seem kind of unafraid of like collaborating across like kind of different like parts of the scene. Like you have songs with Kai, you have songs with Zarin and Young Cat and like the Mid-State guys. So I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
No, yeah. Are you like very focused on like kind of keeping an open mind when you're like collaborating and stuff, or how do you kind of approach?
I was just trying to get everything out the way, like just show love and shit, like just show love for real and get the city buzzing, like that's what I'm just trying to do. But now I'm gonna just focus on me more,
Yeah. No, I've had like multiple conversations kind of about that with like different people like Ashawn and like just like people on Twitter and stuff, like how I think over the last year or so, like one or 2 years maybe.
Wow.
No, yeah, how like
For real.
like especially with like the Fuse, the Fearless shows, like I don't know, it's kind of a lot of people are starting to realize that like everyone's kind of forces put together like will do better for the city than everyone just like kind of being antisocial and like refusing to like collaborate with each other and stuff. So I think it's kind of moving in a cool direction like that, where more people are kind of realizing that there's more kind of power in working together sometimes.
Yeah, and now like motherfuckers is on that. Like that's what I was trying to do. Like I want motherfuckers to be on that. Like just motherfuckers on that.
Yeah.
Like before I was even rapping, though, motherfuckers was on that.
Oh yeah, and you did. I think I saw you at the second time you played at Fuse, but you also I think played the first one too, right?
Performed at Fuse. I performed at Fuse like 4 times.
Oh yeah, and that's always, like I was saying, it's a pretty good atmosphere there, and it's like.
Yeah, them my peoples.
Yeah.
Like Fearless, they be hosting that. Them my people.
Oh yeah, and it's like I appreciate that it's like it's an all ages show. It's like $5-10. It's like
cool.
And it's
like
not like 20 different people on the show, which like I'm sure some of those shows.
Or like 10 or something like that, like 8.
Oh yeah, so it's not like a hassle to get through.
It'd be hard.
Yeah, it's always well curated.
Yeah, everything be set up nice like it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so you've played a few of those shows. I know you've done like some parties and like have you done like nightclub sets yet? Because I know you. I see.
I performed at the 9. Shout out to the 9.
Did you perform the night Vezo was there, or was?
Yeah, it's all my people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I know like Lindale had a set also, or was it Welch? I don't know.
No, I wasn't there. That was last week.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, I wasn't there.
Oh yeah. Do you? I don't know. Do you approach performing like differently when you're like kind of in a different like setting like that when you're doing like the small?
Like when I perform for Polo G and shit, like that shit feel more regular. Like when it's more people for me, it feel more like regular. I don't know. It felt like it was supposed to be. But like when it's less motherfuckers, it be feeling like I still do it, but it be feeling like
Yeah, you've been saying that you kind of like feed off the energy of like having more people there and having everyone excited.
But everybody be excited, damn near every time and shit. But like, so I respect that and shit. But like when it's more people and shit, it be a bigger vibe. Like it be a bigger, bigger energy and shit. I like that. Like,
yeah.
Everybody already screaming and shit, got their phones out. I pop out right before Polo G, like.
Yeah, were you the last to go on before his set?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like the second. Yeah, I was.
Oh yeah, and I was like watching back some of the clips from the last like the Fuse show that I went to that you were at, and like there were people just like screaming the whole time.
Yeah,
and like
they love me like I love them.
Yeah. No, and I know Yada Yada got the exclusive on this, but you did mention also that someone has already named their kid after you.
Yeah, that shit crazy. Like, that shit crazy. Like my nigga was with me. Like we was just out or whatever, and then she like you Dadu. Like she saw me through the car. I'm sitting in the car though. She like, you Dadu? I'm like, yeah, what's up? Whatever, da. I gets out the car or whatever. I don't even got no shirt on. I just got a jean jacket on, like, no shirt. I'm just mobbing. But, like, she like, the little dude was right there. She like, I named my son after you or whatever. Like, his name Dadu. I'm like, damn, my niggas like, damn, Lil Dadu. And that's Lil Dadu. I'm like, damn, I gave him a hug and shit. Her a hug, everybody. But them, like, I know them. Like that's love. Like, I don't know.
No, yeah, it's it is funny that she would have to ask if it's you if she's like fully naming her kid after you, but right. That's funny. No, yeah, something else I wanted to ask about.
I go though, like motherfuckers be like, I love my city.
Yeah, it seems like people are just kind of attracted to your energy at one level or another.
Yeah, I get love.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about your production also, because like, are you getting a lot of stuff like off the internet, or do you have like local producers you're working with?
Oh shit! I'm tripping. But local producers like Daduworld. I'm working with a lot of people though, like Daduworld, Offshore, Fast Steve. Like,
no, yeah, but I kind of like that. Some of the choices of production that you make, they are kind of like reminiscent of some of them kind of remind me of like newer Detroit stuff also, but like the way you rap over them is kind of like it kind of picks up on you pick up the energy that all the Detroit guys bring, but you deliver it with like kind of a Kansas City flow or like with the Kansas City lingo and like everything.
That. But this new shit I'm finna drop though, this shit silly. This new shit I'm finna drop silly.
Is it much different, do you think, than all the how do you think it's different than your past material?
Some of them I'm singing and shit, like some of them I'm rapping and shit, like that.
Is it kind of like, would you say it's kind of more R&B geared on the singing stuff, or is it kind of like auto-tune singing rapping?
It's Block star, pop star.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Block star, pop star.
Yeah, maybe you don't think about this at all, but like I think it was kind of funny. Well, it's not funny, but like it's kind of interesting how like more people coming out now are kind of clearly like playing with the Detroit influence and stuff versus like the whole like past half decade has been all about like Atlanta for the most part, or maybe like sometimes Chicago. But I think like from what I can tell, people are kind of like getting worn out with like kind of the like the lavishness of like Atlanta rap and like kind of reacting to that by like going for the like more fast paced, like heavier
fast-paced rap
Detroit stuff.
Like yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, people doing that.
So yeah, it is kind of refreshing, and I guess it's kind of a natural thing and kind of the cycle of
I mean, I
rap.
guess it's cool. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Motherfuckers doing their own shit though. Like it ain't just Detroit. We don't like just sound like Detroit for real.
Definitely.
Like some people do got, cause the beats and shit. Like I don't know. Like we don't really got producers in our city to make beats like and put them out on YouTube and name them after the artist is here and shit. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If people made Daduworld type beats and Bray Money type beats and you know what I'm saying, Skrilly type beats and you shit like that, like it's gonna D-Walk type beats, like shit'd be hard, like that shit'd be raw.
Oh yeah, and I think as the talent kind of makes itself apparent in the city, people will kind of latch on to the production sounds and all that type of stuff, and hopefully there will be, I mean, not hopefully, but like I think there probably will be Daduworld type beats eventually.
No, I'm for sure.
Yeah.
I'm most definitely for sure that soon it's gonna be Daduworld type beats like everywhere.
Yeah. And maybe you'll see him pop up on YouTube and you'll be like, hey, I like that beat. Maybe I'll rap over that.
No cap.
Because I think I don't know. I hear about that shit happening sometimes.
No
I'm like,
cap.
oh, it's crazy.
I'll listen to them and be like, oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Like give them their props and everything.
Yeah. No, yeah, you did mention like the new stuff you're working on, and like there's one line from Rude that I kind of like always caught and like thought it was kind of interesting was I think it was in the streets so much can't make a real song. Is that the
I'm in the streets so much can't make a real song. The still beat him up if niggas feel strong.
Yeah. So is that you kind of like saying that like you haven't had like the time to think about like writing more emotional stuff?
Yeah, I just go in there and freestyle that shit like freestyle then write or something like, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, so a lot of your recording stuff is kind of just off the
I
cuff.
Be like, I just go in there whenever I can. Like I should be in there. I'm in there every day now. Like, but you know.
So have you become like a little more like? Were you kind of recording like less frequently before, and like, so do you like?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm in here now though. Like I'm in here now. But when I made that song, that was last year. I wasn't there. Like, you know.
So you feel kind of more focused with like how you're recording
that was
now?
this year. That wasn't last year. Was that this year?
Probably like early this year,
then,
right?
January.
Yeah. So what do you think? Like, do you think a lot has changed, or like have you like kind of learned about yourself more, or like your artistic style since you've been recording more frequently?
Yeah, I've been doing different shit. Like
you mentioned you're singing a little bit.
And I've been listening to my niggas. I only listen to my niggas like so.
Oh, yeah.
I listen to like a lot of people, but like when I listen to them, I'll be like, you know, like we all say hard. We just hard. Like I don't know.
Yeah. You kind of.
And then I listen to like people that stand out, like people that got their own swag, like Mac Dre.
Yeah, you grew up kind of on Mac Dre.
Yeah, like Mac Dre is a legend. Like, and he had his own his own. He was in his own lane, like own world type shit. Like shit, I don't know. I listen to like people like that, like
Hmm. Is there a lot of other like kind of 90s and 2000s stuff that you kind of are attracted to? Because I know you've mentioned like you're into like Gunna and like TK and those guys.
Yeah, they hard. Like,
is Mac Dre kind of the soul like kind of 2000s 90s guy that you're into?
yeah, I guess so. I guess you could say that.
Did you grow up listening to much like Kansas City hip hop? Like were you ever listening to like Fat Tone or like Rich the Factor and that stuff?
Like everybody did.
Yeah.
Everybody did, so
yeah,
that's what I did. Like,
No, yeah, and I know you recently, like I think did you meet Tech Nine a couple months ago?
Hell yeah, that's
Yeah, how'd that happen?
He hit me like I hit him up, but then he hit me back or whatever. Then he hit me back up, like you know what I'm saying. He hit me up again or whatever. And his niece told him about me, but then he ended up already knowing like my people, and it was crazy. So then we started linking or whatever.
No, yeah, I think was there a picture of you guys like out at some like event at a park? I think
it was a music video. I'm in this music video.
Oh, cool. What do you know?
He just dropped a music video. I forgot the name.
Oh, I'll have to look out for that one.
Yeah, it's hard. You could just look it up on YouTube. Just type in his name. It's gonna be the first one.
Sweet. No, yeah. Have you guys? I don't know. Like, was it kind of just him saying like, "Oh, what's up? I see you. Like, I like your stuff," or like, what kind of conversations have you guys had?
Yeah, like basically, yeah.
Yeah, just kind of basic introductory stuff.
Basically, just like like he like I like your stuff or whatever. He invited me out to like meet him or whatever. Like just genuine, just love. Like,
did you go out to the strange headquarters like in Lee Summit or whatever?
I'm about to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know a few guys who have like been able to go out and like work in those studios and like kind of have their stuff kind of float around for the like the collab albums and stuff. Yeah. I know Aaron Alexander was like supposed to have something on like one of his things.
Yeah, he Aaron Alexander. Yeah, he hard.
Yeah.
He hard.
I've been a big fan of Aaron for a while. No, I also saw you posted recently. You got a DM from TJX6.
Yeah, like we be talking.
Yeah. Is that also just kind of an ICU what's up message, or do you have plans of any sort?
Yeah, we're gonna make some.
Make some Kansas City scamming anthems.
Nah, I'm gonna just talk that real shit.
No, yeah, I know that's his thing, but yeah. But yeah,
he's gonna say some crazy shit. He ain't gonna even say nothing about scamming.
Yeah,
he gonna say some off the wall wild shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you are getting ready this weekend for your set opening for Jeezy at the Uptown.
And Mozzie and OMB Peasy.
No, yeah, that's a great bill.
Yeah, that's hard.
And
shout out building bridges.
No, yeah, they've been bringing Jeezy pretty consistently and Mozzie, so cool connect to have there.
Right.
I'm guessing that'll probably be your biggest show so far, because I know the Polo G one was like several hundred people, but
yeah, this is my biggest show.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what your set's gonna be like? Are you gonna approach it any different than usual, or you're saying you need to get
I got some in my bag?
Yeah. You were saying you need to get a fit together for it. So that's
I do
important.
Need to get a fit. I'm about to grab a fit tomorrow.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I've kind of been looking through your Instagram recently too, and you have like kind of a whole like story highlights like tab for like all the travel you do. Like you went out to Chicago for Complex Con.
Yeah, Complex Con was hard.
I know you spent.
I went with Shell and like some fearless members or whatever. And,
so that kind of just making some connections, kind of.
Yeah, just chatting, like just looking at going, and,
I don't know. Have you spent?
I talked to I talked to a lot of people out there. Yeah, it was connecting. Like,
Nice.
I talked to a lot of people now that I think about it.
Mm. Now, I know you spent some time in like Florida and California.
Florida,
also.
California, yeah, LA. Me and my gang booking flights to Cali. But we didn't have some fun. Like that was when
Do you think like
Florida hard, Miami and Orlando is hard.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you can't. I wouldn't live out there, but it's hard to visit or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was just hard.
do you think like because
Cali like my second home.
that's definitely the like where you want to jet off to when it gets cold and you're like getting ready to pop hopefully. So
Most definitely.
and do you think like the traveling you've done so far has kind of like changed your perspective at all on
Hell
like
yeah.
how you make music or
It
just
just
anything
changed
really?
my perspective on life, man. Like, it just changed my, like, I don't know, like just coming from where I come from, like, not seeing a lot of shit or whatever, you know, like, when you get to go out there and see different shit, it make you think, like, oh, damn, I can see this, like, this is a whole different life, like, it smell different out here, it's a whole different vibe, like, seeing that and then seeing the bad, it's like you're gonna choose the good, like it's like I'm gonna choose the good always. So I'm gonna always do that. Like I'm gonna always,
Yeah, feels a little more attainable
Yeah.
once you've kind of seen it in person.
Right. Like it just changed your perspective on a lot of things. Like damn, my city really like this, or like it's a whole different. Like I don't know. It just
Do you look at Kansas City much different now that you've kind of been to LA and Chicago and Florida?
I don't look at it different because I already, like, I mean, growing up, like, I really wasn't noticing, like, I knew it was wicked, but, like, I don't know. I ain't know going other places was, like, like, going other places and seeing how cool it is and how people get to just walk, like, they just, I don't know. Like, that shit different.
Had you done much traveling at all before you started releasing music?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I was traveling before I ever made a song. Like,
What was it like before like too recently though? Because you've been releasing stuff for like a year, but like were you traveling at all as a child, or was
No,
some of
not
this
as a
stuff like the first
child.
time? Like
I didn't really travel as a child,
Yeah.
but I started traveling when I started going with like my cousins and my friends, like
Yep.
shit like that. Like when I was hooping, I was traveling like the little places. We went to a couple places, some hard places, but I don't know.
when did you play like basketball and football like through the end of your school, or when did you end up stopping both of those?
I stopped playing when I was like 17 or something. Yeah, I was 17. I stopped playing because started getting into other shit.
Yep. Oh yeah, and you just this month released the Daduworld EP.
Oh yeah.
And
go get that the World EP. It's on Apple Music. It's on all streaming platforms.
Yeah. And that's kind of compiling most of your kind of recent singles.
Yeah, it's just recent singles it's just some recent singles.
Yeah.
I just put them together so people can listen to them. I got another tape for them drop next week though, so it's gonna have like 12. Probably like it's gonna have some songs on there, a few songs.
No, and you had posted about your laptop being stolen, so that kind of set you back for a sec.
Where the fuck my laptop at? I need my motherfucking laptop. I'm about
If
to
anyone
get on
knows
somebody's ass.
where the laptop is.
I'm about to get on somebody's ass when I go home. No cap.
Oh yeah. But yeah, is there anything else people should look out for? They should definitely catch the show with Jeezy this weekend.
Yeah, man. Catch me at that show with Jeezy, OMB, Peasy, and Mozzie, man. I got another tape finna drop, man, coming for y'all.
Yeah.
TSB Sanaki Slime. You know?
Do you have the name of the tape already? Do you know what it
No,
is?
I don't know yet.
To be determined.
For real.
No, yeah. Well, people should follow at Shuttlecock Mag on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Visit shuttlecockmusic.com, shuttlecockmag.bigcartel.com for all the merch. We have photo zines, T-shirts, and buttons. Look out for all the shows we're hosting coming up. We've got some punk shows. Those are all listed on the Facebook page. Yeah, I think that's all I had for today. I appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, my boy.
Word.
Man, follow me on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Daduworld at Daduworld. DADU World. Yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, yeah.
Look out for all my shit coming. Thank you to everybody that love me, man. Zion just got 200,000.
Oh, yeah,
today.
that's exciting.
Or like yesterday or 2 days ago or something like that. I don't know, but I love y'all like y'all love me.